Welcome to Kansas Ag Report with your host, Brian Hallman.
Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Brian Hallman, and here's our lineup for today's show. In Ag News, we'll take a look at local and national headlines affecting Kansas farmers. In our Ag Feature, we talk with Forrest Buehler with Kansas Agricultural Mediation Services about utilizing mediation resources for farmers and ranchers. And Inside Kansas Ag, Kansas Department of Agriculture talks to us about the Drift Watch program, and Kansas Wheat gives us information on the Wheat Genetics Resource Center. And in news you need to know, we get our weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association, look back at last week's market activity with the guys from Paragon, and we'll let you know about important events coming up around the state of Kansas. Glad you could join us.
Closed captioning brought to you by
The Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. KansasSoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Kansas Wheat Commission. Leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com. Kansas Livestock Association. Supporting our members' business interests to meet consumers' demands. KLA.org.
Here's our national headlines for this week in Ag News. The president of the Cherry Marketing Institute says farmers are finally expecting a large cherry harvest in 2016. Phil Corson says that most states are expecting a full crop this year. The U.S. crop today is forecasted at 309 million pounds by USDA, and the Michigan forecast was at 223.7 million pounds. USDA's U.S. cherry forecast was increased 39% from last year and is up 66% in Michigan. Beginning this fall, it will be illegal to hunt feral hogs on public land in Missouri. The State Department of Conservation is banning the practice as part of its effort to eradicate them. Wildlife Division Chief Jeff Sumner says hunting the wild pigs causes them to scatter, making it challenging to trap large herds. Most of our feral hog populations are relatively isolated in small pockets. The ban goes into effect September 30th. Violators can be fined and lose hunting privileges. A spokesman for Campbell's Soup says that the state of Vermont has brought the GMO labeling debate front and center. Senior Food Law Counsel Steve Armstrong says Campbell's was the first food company to support mandatory GMO labeling. We believe that GMOs are safe. We believe that they are playing a critical, important role in the food supply. We're going to label for GMOs no matter what happens in any other state, no matter what the federal government does. Armstrong goes on to say that the GMO debate has enhanced Campbell's belief in transparency, with 60% of consumers wanting a government-required label. And in local news, Kansas corn growers planted 4.8 million acres this year, up 16% from 2015, according to USDA's NASS. Soybean plantings are estimated at 4.15 million acres, up 6% from last year. Sorghum acres planted at 3.15 million acres is down 7% from 2015. Area expected to be harvested for grain is 2.9 million acres, down 8% from last year. U.S. Senator Pat Roberts, chairman of the Senate Committee on Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry, released the following statement after the Senate's vote to move forward with a bipartisan proposal to protect the use of agricultural biotechnology to ensure consumers have access to the information they want. Roberts was quoted as saying, "I'm pleased with the outcome of tonight's procedural vote. The Senate stood up for America's farmers, ranchers, consumers, and sound science. I look forward to the Senate acting next week." Kansas corn stalks in all positions on June 1st totaled 170 million bushels, up 13% from 2015, according to the USDA's NASS. 37 million bushels are stored on farms, down 8% from a year ago. Wheat stored in all positions totaled 208 million bushels, up 49%. Sorghum stored in all positions totaled 48.9 million bushels, up 152% from 2015. Soybeans stored in all positions totaled 27.9 million bushels, down 16%. On-farm stocks of 3.1 million bushels are down 51% from a year ago, and off-farm stocks at 24.8 million bushels are down 8% from 2015. Up next in our Ag Feature, we talk with Forrest Buehler with the Kansas Agricultural Mediation Services about utilizing mediation resources for farmers and ranchers. You're watching Kansas Ag Report. Please stay tuned.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Livestock Association, supporting our members' business interests to meet consumers' demands. KLA.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. Grassandgrain.com. Kansas Wheat Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com.
Spring is here, and Premier Farm & Home can help you stop crabgrass before it starts. With a 6-month residual, Premier has what you need to protect your lawn all season long. Premier Farm & Home, 900 Southwest University Boulevard, or find them on the web at heycow.com.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the great...
Spring is sprung, and Premier Farm & Home has what you need to keep your yard crabgrass free throughout the season. With a complete line of pre-emergents, you can stop crabgrass before it starts. Premier Farm & Home, 900 Southwest University Boulevard, or find them on the web at heycow.com.
Thanks for staying with us this morning. We're on the campus of Kansas State University, and we're in the Kansas Mediation Office, which is part of the Extension Services through Kansas State University. And we're joined by Forrest Buehler. Forrest, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Forrest is the staff attorney for the Mediation Department. And Forrest, as we're coming into the middle part of 2016, 2015 was a dismal year for Kansas farmers when it comes to finances. I'm assuming your office is probably getting overwhelmed with loan questions and repayment options and all that other stuff.
Yes, it is. With net farm income down to almost 5% of what it was last year, we've seen a lot of questions about what can we do to offset that type of a situation. And certainly into the discussions come, can we get financing elsewhere where our banks cut us off? Is bankruptcy an option for us? Those types of issues come up, and we try and use our services to help in those situations to find alternatives that can help them stay in business.
Agricultural law is, I'm assuming, is a lot different than any other business law because we're dealing with such large amounts of unsecured debt. I mean, we're thinking about a combine being $300,000, if not more. That type of service, legal services, is a little different than just standard legal services for any business, I'm assuming. Is that right?
That's correct. Agricultural law has a pretty broad definition, but it is a little bit different from commercial law. You have a lot more issues about how crops and livestock are collateral for your particular loans and what all you have to take into consideration if you're a lender in terms of trying to secure the loans that you make. So it's all a part of a larger issue that is sometimes very specialized. And in fact, there are some excellent Kansas ag bankers in the state that specifically specialize in that type of financing. And can be very specialized and requires that you know a lot about the farm situation and how laws affect that.
And moving forward, we're looking at GMOs becoming an issue, pesticides becoming an issue, and all those other things. Again, farmers need to be aware of legal issues that potentially could crop up. Is that something else you guys deal with?
There's a wide variety of things. I think farmers are probably one of the most regulated people in the nation in a lot of ways, and so identity issues of crops and special hybrids of crops, understanding what all needs to be done to protect those things, and how to deal with seed dealers who are producing this new type of technologically advanced seed, and what laws you have to be aware of as you grow those seeds in your own situation. So yes, it can be very important to understand all those different factors that are associated with farming nowadays.
Perfect. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to finish up with Forrest. We're on the campus of Kansas State University. We're on your Kansas Ag Report, and we'll see you in just a minute.
This segment brought to you by Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farmers and ranchers since 1919. KFB.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com. Kansas Weed Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com.
Thanks for staying with us. We're on the campus of Kansas State University today. We're at the Kansas Mediation Office, and we're joined by Forrest Buehler. Again, thanks for staying with us, Forrest. When we get into legal situations, it doesn't matter if you're a farmer or not, it can be stressful, and it can be, you're just nervous, very nervous, and reaching out to you guys. Some people, it may be the last straw they have to help out. So when they call Forrest, what can they expect?
Basically, my job at CAMS is hooking them up with the support services we have. One of the aspects of preparing for mediation, which is so vital to having a successful mediation and working something out, is to, especially in agricultural credit situations, understand your financial situation. One of the services we work with is the K-State Research and Extension Farm Analyst Program. And they actually go out to your farm and work with you there in the privacy of your own home using a computer program called FinPack to look at bottom line profitability. And also what the program does is let you look at the feasibility of different options that you have to restructure your operation or debt that will make things work better. So that's one aspect we think is very valuable to individuals who are working with their lenders, and it's a program called FinPack that is respected by lenders across the nation. We also have legal assistance where farmers can get help in understanding their legal rights and options. Not only to understand what their rights are, but what their obligations are under their loans, which can be very important to working with a lender and understanding what you can do in the situation. We have attorneys across the state in about 8 offices that serve regional areas. And for a very inexpensive fee that's based on what your income level is, you can get some good agricultural law advice on the issues that you're dealing with. So it's a very good service in terms of helping folks in preparing for any negotiations with lenders or USDA agencies in helping you work out of different situations.
And we've got about 20 seconds left. We want to remind everybody the phone number and website.
Phone number 1-800-321-3276, or FARM is the last 4 numbers. And our website, I'm going to say just go to the K-State website and punch in Kansas Agricultural Mediation Services and it will come up.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you, Forrest, for your time.
Thank you, sir.
If you would like to advertise your business on Kansas Ag Report, give us a call, 785-580-3287.
Kansas agriculture is rich in its diversity, and the Kansas Department of Agriculture is dedicated to encouraging growth of the agriculture industry. Some of that growth has come from Kansas farmers who raise sensitive and organic crops, including cotton, grapes, nut trees, and fruits. These growers are increasingly concerned about drift damage from commonly used pesticides. In an effort to protect these specialty crops, the KDA offers the DriftWatch service within the pesticide and fertilizer program. DriftWatch is an online service that merges the gap of communication between pesticide applicators and sensitive crop growers, lessening the risk of pesticide drift in our state. Kansas producers can register the locations of their sensitive crops, which will be charted on the DriftWatch map. The site's dynamic interface technology will then show pesticide applicators the locations of these specialty sites, and they can use this information in their stewardship efforts to minimize the potential for damaging pesticide drift. Applicators can also register the area of their business and receive automatic email updates when sensitive crops have been added to their spray areas. Producers and applicators can register with DriftWatch at ks.driftwatch.org/map. There are currently 11,400 acres of Kansas crops registered on DriftWatch. This doubles the number of acres which were registered a year ago, and the more crops registered, the greater the value this program can provide. Services like DriftWatch support the KDA's commitment to ensuring a safe food supply, protecting our natural resources, promoting public health and safety, and providing customer protection to the best of its abilities.
Tucked away in the Kansas Wheat Innovation Center is a treasure trove of genetics from around the globe. The Wheat Genetics Resource Center is an internationally recognized gene bank that curates and houses more than 247,500 seeds from 2,500 wheat and wild wheat species accessions. While maintaining the collection is an important cornerstone of the WGRC, it is not the only function of the organization. WGRC scientists showed off their work at the Rocky Ford Experiment Station on May 11th. While the research plots did have familiar varieties in the collection, such as Everest and Jagger, attendees had the opportunity to wander and learn about a fraction of the weird and wonderful-looking species housed by the WGRC. While growing these species provides a walk on the wild side, these plants are meant for teaching and research. One trait that scientists are looking for is resistance to leaf rust. The foliar disease is one that is familiar to Kansas farmers, with the bright orange pustules causing up to 20% yield loss, but it's also a devastating disease worldwide. Useful genes like leaf rust resistance, as well as a number of others, are identified and then transferred to modern breeding lines. Dwayne Wilson, a scientist at the WGRC, said this is the most active collection of its kind in the world. Lots of places just hold their collections, but we hold and evaluate these species, which can be very beneficial to farmers worldwide. The WGRC is an incredible, valuable genetic resource.
This segment brought to you by Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farmers and ranchers since 1919. KFB.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com. Kansas Wheat Commission, leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for wheat. Online at kswheat.com.
Spring is sprung, and Premier Farm and Home has what you need to keep your yard crabgrass free throughout the season. With a complete line of pre-emergents, you can stop crabgrass before it starts. Premier Farm and Home, 900 Southwest University Boulevard, or find them on the web at heycow.com.
The producer-funded Kansas Wheat Innovation Center was built to get improved varieties into the hands of farmers faster. Kansas Wheat, farmers advancing their future through wheat genetics research.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Imagine having someone help you pick the best corn hybrids for every field on your farm. Your Oldie representative can combine your data with his data to offer a field-by-field prescription. Contact Oldie Seed today at 877-692-4555.
I will take action against herbicide-resistant weeds. I will know my weeds, and I will stop them before they go to seed. I will do whatever it takes to give my crops the upper hand, and I will use multiple herbicide sites of action because every action counts. I will take action, this time for all time.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.
Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture, represents grassroots agriculture. The state's largest and most powerful farm organization stands up for its members through leadership development, agriculture education, legal defense, environmental advocacy, farm safety, and risk management. Members also enjoy money-saving benefits. To join our organization today or to learn more, go to www.kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Spring is sprung, and Premier Farm and Home has what you need to keep your yard crabgrass free throughout the season. With a complete line of pre-emergents, you can stop crabgrass before it starts. Premier Farm and Home, 900 Southwest University Boulevard, or find them on the web at heycow.com.
A collective study conducted at Kansas State University suggests land managers in the Flint Hills need to burn more frequently than once every 3 years to keep the tall grass prairie from transitioning to woodland. The study applied 40 years of data collected at the Konza Prairie Biological Station to satellite fire maps of the Flint Hills. At the Konza Research Station, areas burned with 1 and 2 year intervals have minimal large shrubs compared to nearby sections burned at 3.5 year intervals that lost 40% of grassland area to shrub expansion. At least 50% of the Flint Hills are estimated to be burned every 3 to 4 years or less frequently, making it susceptible to shrubland creep. Researchers concluded if prescribed fire is excluded as a management practice, the landscape can go from tall grass prairie to cedar forest in as little as 30 to 40 years. Results of the research suggest an increase in burning frequency would have benefits for both the native prairie and population centers. More native grass allows for greater freshwater filtering, prevents soil erosion, provides wildlife habitat for grassland birds, and mitigates nutrient loading. In addition, controlling woody vegetation reduces the chances for dangerous wildfires affecting rural homeowners and nearby communities.
Good morning, I'm Derek Hermish with Paragon Ag. 2016 offered a lot of potential options for the price of corn at the beginning of the year. If you were taking a poll, most analysts would have had you convinced prices were going lower. If you were following some of the long-range weather models, you were more optimistic price, with the idea it might be warmer and drier than recent years. Well, the market has a way of making everybody right, and if you wait long enough, wrong. Seeing 100-degree temperatures across the Corn Belt in the middle of June with so-so rain at the time for a lot of areas was plenty enough fuel to take us to $4.50 a bushel for new crop prices. When the weather seemed to be pushing us to the brink of a major breakout higher, it changed. Temperatures cooled off for the crucial pollination period, and rains fell in areas where they were needed. The corn rally was over. We'll see what the weather brings for July and August, but chances are much slimmer of seeing new highs for the year with some of the key calendar days behind us. Now the disease of more sets in. I should have sold more. I should have hedged more. It's natural for everybody to feel this way no matter how much corn you sold or hedged a month ago. And for a lot of folks, this is where the real trouble can begin. Emotions start to run high and panic selling can happen. Or stubbornness kicks in and the hands go in the pockets for the rest of the year until after harvest. If you can feel that happening to you, take a breath, sit down, and look over where you're at and what you can do different if need be. I'm Derek Hermish. Have a good day.
Closed captioning brought to you by
The Soybean Checkoff. Progress powered by Kansas farmers. KansasSoybeans.org.
Ag Risk Solutions. Experience, knowledge, integrity. Your crop insurance solution, Ag Risk Solutions. Kansas Weed Commission. Leaders in the adoption of profitable innovations for weeds. Online at kswheat.com. Kansas Livestock Association, supporting our members' business interests to meet consumers' demands. KLA.org.
Well, that's our show for today. I hope you'll join us each week for more news and information about agriculture in the state of Kansas. I'm Brian Holman, and thanks for watching.
Biodiesel made from sustainable resources is diversifying our fuel supply. This year, biodiesel will displace over 1 billion gallons of fossil fuel nationwide. It's making our economy stronger and our communities healthier. It's working here and across America. Get biodiesel going in your community. Visit americasadvancedbiofuel.com.
You need a partner that you can count on to be there for your business. Providing a depth of understanding to risk management issues so you don't have to. A knowledgeable support team located in your area, delivering products and services to make you more successful.
Here at Blue River Traders, we have the greatest selection of rustic and western furniture in Kansas.
At Blue River Traders, you can select from an inventory of rustic lodge or western furnishings. With a designer on hand, Blue River Traders will help create the look you desire.